Hey everybody, I'm Nico Osier, and I will be presenting today on behalf of myself and my co-authors on our presentation, Collaborative Courtesy, Charting a Course for Crediting Content Creators. Try saying that 10 times fast. First, a little background. So, as I'm sure most or all of you know, open educational resources are really a valuable educational tool for a lot of reasons, including that they can be edited, they can be expanded upon, and otherwise adapted as needed to suit the needs of the students, to suit and accommodate for changes in the state of the science, and so on. But the fact that they can be changed a lot does complicate giving credit to content creators. And we know that there are underrepresented groups in academic publishing, including textbook publishing, and that there are people who likely have made contributions but aren't receiving official credit in terms of the byline, which is a problem because publication involvement is really a currency in academia and in many professional worlds, especially for trainees who might put this in a grad school application either on their resume and or as part of their personal statement, something they might refer to in an interview, etc. I am currently working on writing an open educational resource textbook that caters to nurses learning genetics. And in doing this, I'm supported by a team of volunteers who are mostly undergraduate students themselves. There is no standardized training that I was able to identify in how to approach content creation and the training of volunteers, nor a vetted system that I could just adapt for my purposes. But this matters because it not only demonstrates care and recognition for the labor that people are contributing, it also means avoiding plagiarism, which is a key form of academic misconduct. I already mentioned that creators can list these achievements on their resumes and get credit for them in a broader sense. It also amplifies underrepresented voices in textbooks. And in terms of the content creators that you're crediting, it encourages continued participation and future contributions from them, as well as from the teams that they work on. And more broadly, promotes transparency and ethical practices in collaboration, which will be beneficial to the trainees moving forward too. So today, my goal is to describe this novel system that we've developed that fosters transparency, accountability, and accuracy of tracking contributions in this OER textbook so that you can implement and adopt a similar system in your own projects and make sure that you're giving everybody the credit that they deserve. And which you probably are already doing, hopefully, but this will be a way to maybe streamline it and use some fastidious record keeping practices. So how do I approach this on my team? Well, this is how it started. We have been working on this textbook, and it really all starts with a contract where the roles are clearly delineated and the expectations in terms of general authorship and receiving credit, but also the specific role. So on this textbook, I have people assist with writing novel content, as well as editing content, and also image generation. So all of that is detailed in the contracts. And then I was using the digital trail that exists to make sure that everybody was getting credit. I originally was like, just write your name at the top if you work on this. And a lot of people didn't. That did not work. So I turned into like a digital sleuth and I was digging around in Google Docs, looking at the content of the document and the track changes that were made and the comments that were written and the version histories and all of that, trying to figure out who logged into this thing and who worked on it. Then I found a Airtable system that further assisted us, and I did delegation of the sections of each chapter by role. And so for each section of each chapter, there was like an author, there was a editor, there was maybe image generators if that was important for that particular section. And the title page of each chapter has a section that has spaces for the authors, editors, and image generators to acknowledge them. After somebody is included on this project, I give them personal thank you and just express my gratitude directly, as well as some guidance regarding how to put that on their professional profiles, resumes, etc., and how they can leverage that in their interviews and personal statements. Some changes and improvements that have been made over time are that now for each writing project I have, I've created a spreadsheet where authors and other contributors log their time and provide a summary of what they worked on. This helps me plan future projects in terms of time management, but it also empowers contribution management on the part of the individual contributor, and it does ensure more accurate credit attribution. And periodically, I just sort of shake that tree, tag people, and I'm like, yo, some contributions seem to be missing in this log. It seems that it's not been kept up to date, so let's just make sure everybody gets in there. But overwhelmingly, people have been keeping up on it on their own. They seem pretty motivated. In terms of recognition, we have a end of the semester graduation ceremony for my volunteers, so to speak, and they get some recognition in the form of like a certificate acknowledging their efforts. It's like a superlative or mock award, but a lot of it centers around their content contribution goals. Also, giving them some encouragement and direct support in terms of examples of how to list this on a resume and how they might incorporate it into their personal statement. And also a solemn promise that I will triangulate the evidence that they are a content contributor, author, image generator, whatever, in my letter of reference in support of their next steps in their career. So over time, we've been able to develop and streamline this system through the spreadsheet. Now, every time something gets finished, I have an email template I send out that includes suggested resume wording, including any considerations regarding if this is like under review or pre-press or whatever, and then at what point they would want to update that. Because these are trainees, they're mostly undergrads, they benefit from some direct instruction there. The system, I gave you how it started, how it's going, but it's really been an evolution. It's a continuous improvement model. It improves over time based on feedback to enhance the efficiency of how we work, to ensure fairness, and to meet the needs of everybody involved. And to date, we've had 26 contributors work on this project and really developed a culture of appreciation, some transparent practices, and for our undergrad volunteers, a valuable experience. We are proud to have developed 9 chapters, and that includes 12 authors, 8 editors, and 6 designers of graphics. I had the 2 other co-authors on this presentation write up a little summary of their perspective. They said, we are pre-med students who need to build an extensive resume to get into highly competitive medical schools. I'm sure they will. Oftentimes we do grunt work for many hours and don't receive credit or can't show off the work that we did. This project and the method gives us the assurance that we will receive the credibility that we deserve. So that makes me really happy. They see the value to them and they're happy to work on it. So in terms of relevance to this conference, the workers of open education deserve care, recognition, and credit for their labor. And by including and crediting trainees, I would like to think, I hope, cultivating the next generation of open education leaders and advocates. Here are a number of implications of this. It's created a really good culture on my team. It encourages honesty, but it also just, builds relationships between me and my mentees and volunteers. It sets a positive example of good collaborative practices, and it motivates the volunteers to take pride in their work, as well as building some transferable skills regarding to project management, collaboration, etc. That's all I have for you today, but I really am passionate about this project, and I'm really passionate about including undergraduates in your work. So if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me directly, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Take care.